Jesus, Son of Mary, has come bearing the truth of the light, and some have accepted and some have rejected. Nowhere on the earth are people worshiping the Lord correctly, except for some few. And even those who call themselves Christians have begun to forget the fundamentals of the faith, and even in the clearness of the understanding that there is one fundamental that always must be: La ilaha illallah. There is only one God. But I said in the beauty and the majesty and the story of Jesus, Son of Mary. And if you didn't hear me speak about the prophet who bore the light, Jesus, the way any person who calls himself Muslim and truly understanding the word speaks, is that all prophets who bore the light are due the blessings and peace of the Lord Most High in their noble status. That Jesus, Son of Mary, did something by the miracle of God that no one has done before. He came with a sign of raising the dead by the life of Allah that he had given him as a miracle. And Jesus did something else. After praying in Gethsemane with his head to the ground to the Lord Most High, the creator of all of the universe, and Jesus himself, as Jesus was told by the Lord, you are going to ascend. Jesus ascended. As the Quran tells you, he wasn't killed nor was he crucified, but it was made to appear so. As we said, the fundamentals of faith are always the same. That all of the sons of Adam live and all of them die. And how could Jesus have died? I'm telling you the sign, so pay attention to the story, because if the story that I'm telling you is true, then every part of my tale must always fit exactly. I am not making up the tale of a madman. I am telling you the story of the truth of the light that has been known from Adam, the very first man that God created, to those who call themselves bearers of the light. But it is the first time you are hearing it in my mother tongue. I give glad tidings to you, my mother. The truth of the light is being spoken to you in the language of your own people, in a method that you will understand. So take heed that if all of the fundamentals must remain the same, that Jesus, Son of Mary, who was a son of Adam, lives and must die, then I have spoken to you the words of the truth, and the truth is there, that he did not die on the cross, but was ascended. For we know, as you know, those who call yourselves following the light of Jesus, Son of Mary, that he shall return and shall continue to live as any son of Adam lives and dies at the end of days. Ooh, but the tale is getting interesting and you're getting excited, but I told you, we are not talking about the end of days today. We are talking about the story of the truth of the light, and we're telling it to you in a way that you've never heard before. And there is a reason why you're hearing it like this, and it shall be made known to you by the will of Allah, the Lord Most High. If I am able to continue to live and speak, you will know the tale and the answers. I'm not a whistleblower, or a conspiracy nut, or a fortune teller. Listen to the truth, and you will see its clarity for yourself. Anybody who wants the truth of the light, let it be known from this day forward. I am making a challenge, and it shall be marked by the will of God. So let's change the subject matter and go back to the actual situation. If Jesus, Son of Mary, has ascended, in this chain of stories that we are telling, the story has gotten so strange, and you've heard me prop up the next part, then the next thing that happens must be amazing. No one is left to understand the truth of the signs. Some of the children of Israel are still searching, is there something going to happen? And I'm just going to spill it and continue with our story. It is at this point that you must be able to understand the signs of how the true story of humankind, all of the children of Adam, is told. And in the promise that your Lord made to Adam when he told him the fundamentals, that there will be prophets with books of the word. Well, we got to the last prophet that ascended. And so something must happen that is dramatic. Now I'm going to spill it so that you know it, and it shall be made clear to you. It is at this point in the world, in the story of the truth, that we get to the most dramatic phase in the story. That a prophet or a messenger with the truth of the light is sent, and it is known and well documented and obvious with a specific mission. You will be the last messenger of the Lord. We knew that tales have to come to an end, ladies and gentlemen, but in our story that has been so strange to get to this point where we actually hear that the fundamentals have been playing and we get to a point where there is actually a final messenger. Now, it is not my job to tell you to accept Islam, as any revealer of the truth of the light never needs to ask someone to join. They just need to tell the story of the truth of the light, and all those who hear the word will know. And why will you know that it is the truth? Oh, when I remind you, and truly a reminder helps the believers. When I remind you at the end of this story, you will be so surprised. You will be so pleasantly and miraculously and joyously surprised. But now is a time of great darkness. As we said, on this land there is no one worshiping the Lord Most High. In the ancient house of the chains that we said, all of the children of Israel are misguided, and those who are following Christ are misguided, and they, the descendants of this line, have some refused to accept Jesus Christ, and he has ascended. And so the children of Israel, Jesus, son of Mary, and the followers of Solomon, and the followers of David and Moses and Joseph and Jacob and Isaac, all the way to the great prophet Abraham, who said that from this moment on the earth, I challenge that my Lord, the only true Lord, the Lord of the light, is the one who gives life and takes life. And from my children, please be followers of the light. And so we have a dramatic change, that once and for all, a final messenger is to come. But we said the house that Abraham built was covered in darkness, pagans and idols and disgusting practices, and darkness and sorcery and witchcraft and voodoo and bones and blood and human sacrifice, the killing of newborns and the most heathen of heathens, and treacherous acts and disgusting abominations of the body and the soul. So dark was the situation. Yet still there were a few who remembered that Allah, the Lord, the Most High, was to be remembered. And even though they had numerous gods, the name of Allah, the Lord Most High, was still respected. And they would say in their ignorant pagan ways, as all pagan ignorance do, oh, there are so many gods, but yes, there is the big God. Such ignorance is stupid if you've listened to the story of the truth of the light. Adam, our greatest father, warned us, the darkness will always deceive you and lie to you about God. We have remained with one fundamental from the beginning. La ilaha illallah. There is only one God. So we got to the story where even though this house has all this nastiness, the people there are of great status. They are controlling the economics of the time, and all the caravans pass through them because of the place of this noble house and the annual pilgrimage that people still make to worship all the statues. And because of that, they are the leaders in communication and the spoken word. and leaders in business and trade, and people from all the land go to them, and they are leaders in storytelling, and leaders in poetry, and having the best ability of all that mankind has seen to be able to express themselves in the most beautiful ways, as I'm trying to demonstrate to you in this language we call English, and tell you a tale of the ancients for the first time in the English language.